Congressman Mike Kelly from Pennsylvania is with us. Congressman, thank you for your time, sir. Great talking to you again.
Oh, great to be with you, Cam. I'm actually at the Clarion County Fair, so if you hear the rides in the background and the kids laughing and having a great time, you know what's going on.
That is awesome. Please tell me you've eaten something fried.
Hot sausage. Right now, Sammy Breen and I are together up here from the office, and we just got our hot sausage, and we're gonna go down through the midway here. But we were at a couple of tents, talked to some young people that raise cattle and livestock folks, and just get a chance to see what rural America is. It's such a great part of our country, and you look at it and see what these folks do and understand that they're not looking for any help from anybody. They want to do it on their own. So the self-reliance is still very strong in the areas that I represent. It's good to see.
Absolutely. That's great to hear. I'm going to be going to my county fair in about a month, so congratulations for making it. And I'm curious, Congressman, are people talking to you in your district and perhaps even at the fair today about the UN Arms Trade Treaty and their concerns?
You know what? I was just on at one of the tents where the NRA is set up, and they are very much aware. Their members are very much aware of it. And I have NRA members around me all the time in this district. You know what? I think what's funny, I don't mean in a humorous way. There's those of us that, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, those that don't follow it, that are completely oblivious to the freedoms and our rights that are being eroded constantly, and how we have to always be on our toes. You can't go to sleep on these folks, as you know. So I've had a few people talk to me. We had in the district here, Cam, we had over, I think, 25,000 names of people that signed our petition to stop the UN Arms Trade Treaty. We weren't able to do it. You know, we went ahead and we rushed something through. And I know it hasn't been vetted in the Senate. It hasn't been given the consent of the Senate, but it was rushed through in a way that it creates it as a zombie treaty. But then Mr. Granger and the folks put our wording in the legislation that absolutely no money are to be appropriated for the enforcement of any legislation that backs that treaty. So that was a huge win for us. While we didn't get the treaty stopped entirely and we didn't get enough public awareness of it, we do have people out there now that are paying attention. And thanks to you, and thanks to NRA, and thanks to our members, they're making their neighbors and their friends aware of it, and the great possible loss of our sovereignty over our ability to determine our own gun trade laws. This is crazy. And the only thing that happens with this treaty is, you know, what it does, it hamstrings the good guys, and it opens the corridors for the bad guys. And it just doesn't make sense to me why we would ever have done that. But the president was bound to determine. He dropped it last year in the middle of July when the campaign was heating up. And then right after his reelection this November, he said, get back up to New York City and let's get that treaty put together. Mm-hmm. So when you are able to look and see what's happened and the possibilities, the potential loss, it's incumbent upon our members to make sure that we just stay on top of it every single day.
And so to that end, I know that this bill that you've introduced in the House has made it through the House Appropriations Committee. It's the State Foreign Operations Related Programs Appropriations Bill for next fiscal year. You've got a measure in this bill that would impose a one-year ban on the use of federal funds for the implementation of this treaty by the State Department. And this is important because even if the Senate doesn't ratify this treaty, I take it your concern, Congressman, is that the administration itself would try to comply with provisions in this treaty without even Senate approval.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we know from the first 4 years, and we know from the speech the other day, this is a president that continually uses executive powers. He's abusive with his executive powers. They will stop at nothing to get their agenda through. And I've watched this the last couple of years, and I know our members watch it, and just thank God that we have members that are active, and they're out there and they're talking, and they're out there and they're making an issue of it with their friends and neighbors who aren't paying attention. But no, that was huge. What we were able to get done was huge for the time being, but we're not going to quit. We're going to keep working on it. And I keep working on members all the time to say, listen, please, look at what's going on. I've got a friend of mine, Dr. Harris, Andy Harris, down in Maryland. He and I were looking at this, and I think one of the things that we've become aware of and know that we don't have enough knowledge of it, look at how our treaties are put together and look at how that process works, and then understand that even though they may not get ratified in the Senate, the problem is they call these things, I said to it earlier, Cam, zombie treaties. They're out there walking around. They're not alive, but they're not dead. They're out there walking around, and sometime in the future, this thing is able to get inserted again and get ratified when nobody's watching. And I think with this president and this administration, you can't ever close your eyes at night and think things are going to be all right in the morning. Somebody better be sleeping with one eye open. We better be watching the gates because we're constantly under attack.
Well, listen, Congressman, I really do appreciate your time this afternoon, sir. We'll let you get back to the fair. Say hi to the 4-H kids for us, and look forward to talking again soon. All right, Congressman Mike Kelly.
And God bless. Thank you, and keep up the good work. And please thank all our members for their actively being part of this great, great republic.
Congressman, thank you as always, sir, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, Cam.
Congressman Mike Kelly joins from Pennsylvania.